Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where hopefully we're not going to have any issues here. I've been attempting to record for a while now, but there's been a strong thunderstorm passing over, and there was a power flicker. Hopefully that will not happen again, because that would be a problem, for sure. At this point, we've got this going on over here, which is also a problem. And it's not one that should have happened, but, you know, our commanders are incompetent, and they've left this completely undefended over here. So we're heading on in, no problem whatsoever, but that might break some things again. So we've got this taken, and they move defenses into Odessa, but we should be able to get that taken over fairly easily, I think. We're trying. At least we have some supply flow in here. But we would definitely like to control Odessa again. That would be nice. But for now, we're also interested in just cutting off this corridor here. This corridor is absolutely fascinating. And let's just get in here, eliminate this pocketed unit. And we've got a pocket out over here as well. So all of these guys that are currently around here, I'm just going to order all of them to come on in here and eliminate this pocket. And we should be passing through basically all of these locations and get that nice and isolated. Perfect. Okay, so that looks good for now. And do we have any other pockets going on over here? Not as of right now. I mean, we've got our units pocketed there. That's not ideal. I'm wondering if maybe we can move these guys down. Or maybe move them to Baku. That'd be funny. Yeah, we can work on that for now, but we definitely have some issues going on here. And we left this undefended, and we're cut off over here now, too. Perfect. Okay, can we please get these guys actually into a decent position for once? That would be nice. They're all completely abandoning the front and going to different sides of the front here. And that's bad. That's really, really bad for this army group. They absolutely should not be doing this. So I want this guy to get in here and link this right back up. This guy, we're going to come over like this. And we need to stop the attack in Odessa. At this point, actually, we have to continue the attack in Odessa, don't we? Because these guys, they're going to get wiped. Eventually, we'll get these forces redeployed. And then we'll stop the bleeding, I hope. That's the dream, anyway. But this is very, very bad that we've just left all of these areas undefended because we decided to redeploy from here to here and from here to here, and just everybody just swapped what sides they're on. I don't know why the game decides to do this occasionally. It's very strange. That is not how things should work. That's for sure. So we're going to keep heading in over here and continue to work on stack wipes out over this way. Even if we lose this entire army group, I want to be clear, that's not the end of the world. Is it annoying? Absolutely, that would be annoying. But it is not the end of the world. So let's take Tiraspol here. We have our forces arriving down over here. And I absolutely want to cut them off over this way and get us linked up over here. We'll see if we can get there in time. We managed to successfully defend here. I want to check our land fort level. Okay. That's noted. So we do have a force moving into Tiraspol, which will give us some amount of additional supply flow over here. We've got a little bit, but it's not ideal. What we really want to do is we want to push in and close this corridor. So I'm looking for a good opportunity to do that here, and there just isn't really one at this moment. So we'll give it a little bit. These guys are still redeploying, and they will get there eventually. Don't do this. Just hold out there. That's fine for now. So the fighting strength of these guys is really, really low. They keep attacking over here, and I'm wondering if maybe we cut off over here. Nope. They've got a lot of forces moving in over here. So that's not a good option at this point. We were just not able to get here quickly enough, which is remarkable because they had nothing over here, and we started to move very early on. But we just move incredibly, incredibly slowly. So we need to be focusing then on a breakthrough up here. I want these guys to move in here right now. And we need to be focusing on this army group up here attacking over this direction. I want these guys to attack right here. Push in here. And we'll see if we're able to do this. Assist this attack. They're moving reinforcements here. They see the danger. And I'm just looking down over here to see if there's a decent opportunity at this time. And there kind of isn't. I would like these guys to attack Odessa, though. We're just trying to relieve the pressure here, as of right now. So, how are things looking up over this way? Well, they've moved a bunch of reinforcements up over here, which I'm not surprised by. They move so quickly. But at this point, we definitely do have these guys stack wiping, so that looks good. And down over this direction, I mean, if we could take Odessa, that would be fantastic. They've piled so many reinforcements into it. Okay, what is this attack order? Okay, this attack order is awful. Don't do this. I don't know what you're even trying to do there. Okay, so that seems relatively fine for now, but we need to continue to put pressure over here. I'm going to move into round if we can get there in time. And I'd like to launch an attack right here. And these guys are assisting that attack. That looks good. Okay. Now, out over this direction, I'm thinking an attack here, assisted by these guys. And I don't know that we can reach with anybody else. But for now, that's going to force them to move forces over this way. And hopefully, they're going to forget about this area. Now, we're currently heading in here. Let's just move up a little bit further than that. This breakout over here is potentially good. We've given up on this attack for the moment, and that's understood. They're retreating from round, and we've been traveling for a while here, but I don't know that we're going to get there in time. We move so slowly. We got there. Just barely. But they're attacking here immediately, and we need to defend this. So we need to get forces up over here. I'm going to move you here and you here for right now. And I'm going to relaunch this attack right here. And in the meantime, I want to check up over here. How's this attack going? Well, not tremendously well, but that's okay. Hello. We have a distinct opportunity here. I'm going to move some forces out this direction. We can link up like this, potentially. Okay. These guys, they're not getting much for fighting strength, but that's understood. Okay, so we're continuing to attack here, but if we can cut this off, that is huge. Now, they're connected down over here too, but we would just need to have some amount of supply flow, right? So we're currently moving here. We're losing this battle, but look at that. That's it right there. That's the breakthrough that we needed. So, at this point, if we can cut them off over here, with these guys moving, like, out over this direction, not here, I want you to move here. And then we could potentially come in over this direction. It's a little rough. But we could do something kind of like this. That's the idea. So now what we need to do is we need to pinch off this up over here. Because at least we have some supply flow down over here. Now we can use these guys to attack Odessa. I don't want this unit to fully commit to that attack. And I just want to do something kind of like that for right now. Okay. So that looks good for the moment. And these guys, they've got some awkward supply here. But at this point, actually, this railway is really close to being connected. We can just do something kind of like that to get rail lines in here. That seems good. We're still working on this attack out over here. But it's actually going kind of okay-ish. But they are moving forces in. That's a potential opportunity for us to attack elsewhere, of course. So at this point, I want to grab this unit and delete these orders. And I also want to delete these orders out over here. They're kind of irrelevant to us right now. At this point, what we need to do is we absolutely need to link up down here and cut this off from their primary thrust out this direction, right? So if we can move in here, that's huge. So I'm just waiting for this guy to leave. And then we'd like to just walk down like this. We'll see if we're able to successfully do that or not. In the meantime, of course, we want to continue to pressure Odessa, which eventually, there we go, the autosave will finish. And we want to continue to pressure Odessa, but we also want to cut off this area. So these guys, they can stop their attack. That's not going to do too much at this point. This attack is looking good. And that's absolutely great. I'm wondering if there's a possibility of pocketing these out over here. And we definitely need to do something about our overall setup that we've got here. Okay, this is impassable. That's noted. Oh, this is a pretty big encirclement. Yeah, get to work on that. That looks good. Out over here. Who all's part of this? Here we go. Get in here. Okay, so that looks good. And then this is pocketed out over here as well. Get in here and attack them. Just relentlessly. There we go. So that's fine. We're still holding here for now, but we do definitely need to punch in here. I'm thinking that we punch in right here. But we don't actually have a lot of resources there right now. But that guy just moved out of there. Let's move this infantry unit over and see if we can cut them off here. If we can do that, that's huge. Get in here. Stack wipe this unit. Thank you. They're currently leaving this area undefended, which is, you know, not great for us. But that's fine for now. This is not technically a pocket at this time. We need to punch in somewhere, but lots of redeployments are, I think, currently happening, and that's not terribly surprising considering what we've got going on here. So we've certainly got some issues, and we need to deal with them. Okay, we're making our way up to the front lines over here. They're trying to punch this direction, but that's not going to go very well for them ultimately. And potential opportunity here to move in there and get this even... Why did you stop? Move in there and get this even closer to being cut off over here. Okay, stay here. That makes a lot more sense to stay there. So that guy just moved out of there right now. If we can come in here, that's so unspeakably huge. They've got this mechanized infantry unit here. I'm going to attack here, and I'm going to attack here. The idea being to hold this while our tank unit heads in. I don't expect to win those attacks. We are holding them so that our tank unit can arrive there a little bit faster. It's going to be close. We didn't get it. Oh, that was so close, too. Man. That was so close to cutting this all off. That would have been so huge. Okay. So, what else do we want to do here? Well, this is absolutely the area that we want to be focused on. 100%. Down over this direction, we're watching for a potential opportunity to link up over here and get this encircled, because that also does need to happen. And there's a potential chance of doing it right now, but I kind of doubt it. We'll see. For now, I really want to be focused on this. Okay, I want to check in on supplies up over this way. We can definitely work on this supply hub a little bit. There we go. But what we need is we need to punch through here. If we can punch here, that's fine. But as of right now, that's not the focus. This unit is leaving. Okay, there's now an infantry unit there as well. They're moving forces out through this gap at this moment. There's an Alpine unit moving over here, so I'm not currently going into this. Chile just capitulated. Oh. That's a very significant breakthrough in South America. Okay, so we need to deal with this. This is going to be a frontline extension down to here. And then I'm going to delete this offensive line, and the offensive line is now basically just take over all of the things. Hang on, back over this way. Yeah, it's basically just take over all of the things. So something kind of like that. Now, there is this down over here. So we're going to need to grab one army. And I'm going to have them frontline down here. With their goal being to offensive line just down to here, you know? Just take everything. That's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but sure. It's good enough. So that'll do for now, and these guys, they're still pushing in out over this direction. We should just attack. Okay, so that looks good. And then back over this direction. We're waiting for them to clear this area. It is clear. Get a tank unit over here right now. We got it. This is now fully encircled. That is huge. That's a very, very big deal. At this point, this is a lot of guys here. I didn't realize we had 26 divisions assigned to this. Let's try to use them to punch into Odessa. Go ahead and assist this attack over here. Or perhaps even better, we punch here. Pull them out of Odessa to try to defend this spot. That would link us up over this way. I want this unit to just stop. They're going to hold this position. And we're currently not necessarily seeing that go so well, but that's okay. I want these guys over here to just attack. Attack whatever you can. Get in there. And then I want these guys also to attack. That should be, I think, this army group. Attack. A broad front attack here. I want to whittle them down and get them punched back. I want to get this cleaned up as quickly as possible at this time. Now, of course, if we can punch in here, that would be phenomenally huge. I want to grab these guys, and I'm going to tell them we need to grab the entire army. And I want to have them offensive line simply like that. And they can execute that. So we'll launch some attacks out over this way, and we're looking to just take this territory. They're leaving here. If we can link up here, that's absolutely enormous. American Bolivia just capitulated. That's understood. Okay, we're going in here. They have reinforcements here. I'm going to use all of the units that are currently here, as soon as the autosave is over, to assist this attack and drive them out as quickly as we can. Additional reinforcements are coming in here. Does not matter. Get in here. They're trying to really pile in reinforcements to prevent what we're trying to do here, and that's absolutely understood. Get in here. This is now multiple pockets. I want you guys to attack. Just get in here, wipe them out. So we'll get some forces in over this way, and these guys over here, get in here, wipe them out. So we're launching these attacks. That will be absolutely fine, and this is going pretty badly for them at this juncture. So we'll just attack over here and work on some of that stuff. Perfect. Is this a pocket? It is a pocket. Get in there. Clean that up. Okay, so all of this down over here, irrelevant. I don't care about it right now. We'll get to that. South America. We need to check in on what happened here. Okay. This is an awkward fill-in at this point. I want to just select these guys and tell them... Okay, they are aggressively attacking. Get in here, punch in there. Similarly, punch in here. So we'll just work on that. That's okay. South America is going pretty well at this point. These guys are going to have... I don't think there's actually any contestation down here. They'll have that cleaned up pretty quickly. So that seems good. Now, we need to pinch off this. That is of utmost priority at this time. They're very much trying to defend it. I'm going to have this unit attack up here to hold these guys off, and we see some assisting attacks out over this way. If we can take this position, that's huge. But if we can take this position, that's also huge. Either of these positions would be phenomenal for us. Attack here. Okay. We don't have anyone traveling here at this time. They gave up on that travel order. That is very unfortunate. Okay, we need to have these guys over here be assisting this attack. Get over here. Stop attacking here. I don't care about this right now. Okay, so we have been encircled up over here a little bit. That's unfortunate. Not the end of the world, but it is unfortunate. So we're going to launch an attack down over here, see about punching back out over this way. And in the meantime, we got to get this connected up. So get in here, eliminate this pocket, and that'll be wonderful. Eliminate this pocket, and anybody over here, eliminate this pocket. There we go. Anybody out over here, eliminate this pocket. We've got quite a lot of divisions assigned to these, and we definitely want to keep working on that. So looks like we're attacking over here pretty nicely. That's absolutely fine. We want to continue working on that one. Okay, out over this direction. Problems continue to ensue out over here. Okay. Get in here. I want the Marines moving in. Noted. So we're reconnected out over here. That's not too bad. We're continuing to work on stack wiping all of these guys. That looks okay. That is all relatively under control. This is a pocket out over here now. And I don't know that it was always a pocket out over here. I think that's semi-new. So we'll go ahead and attack over this direction. We've got a number of pockets back over here still that need to be obliterated, and we'll work on those. These guys can come in here, and that one looks like that's done. Okay, beautiful. Back over this way, we really, really want to disconnect this over here. This is of utmost priority. This needs to be defended right here. I'm going to move this Marine division up here. And we'll see if we can hold that. Yeah, Marine division is now there and is holding. Perfect. So I'm currently thinking about an attack right here. Let's get in there. I want these guys to assist the attack, and I want these to assist the attack as well. So we pushed them out of there. They're trying to get there to reinforce this, but they do not succeed. At this point, this is pocketed. This whole area is no longer connected to their main area out over this way. Now, we've got some awkward divisions out over here, that's for sure. I want to grab the army group that's over here, and I want to have their offensive line actually be like this. So they're going to try to push in and shorten this front line. So we're going to have them get started on that. Okay, so that looks good. And then out over here, we're still working on cleaning up these pockets, but it's very close. This unit, stack wiped. It's out of here. Let's have these guys come on up here. We've only got 2 divisions assigned to this right now. Why don't you help out? Okay, these guys out over here, in they come. They've got a lot of divisions pocketed over here. And we're definitely working on getting these obliterated. So that looks good. As these get finished up, of course, we've got forces being redeployed elsewhere. So why don't you two come on in here? Keep working on that. That seems fine for now. Okay, this has made progress out over here. That looks solid. And up over this way, of course, we are making very solid progress over here, too. So we're just working on getting that moved right on in. Perfect. So I really do want to get a connection forged out over this direction. I want to come in here. I mean, we do have this area pocketed, but I want to get this fully under our control. Because at this point, they have no connection out over here other than sea. And that's very good for us. But if we can isolate Odessa, that's going to be huge. So we have a force here at this moment, and I want to bring these guys down and see about taking Galati. I don't think we'll get it, to be clear. I want these guys to move in out over here. We actually got it. That's pretty remarkable. So that's great. And we've got these guys currently heading off over this way to redeploy. For the time being, I actually don't want them to do that. I want them to attack right here and just get this a little bit more isolated over in this direction. So that looks absolutely fine for right now. I want to check in up over here. Yep, definitely stack wipe this. And we need to get Kyiv taken care of. Cool. Up over this direction, we've only got a few units up here, but that's understood. Get these guys stack wiped, and get these guys stack wiped once and for all. Just get in here. Okay, so we're going to continue those attacks. That looks absolutely fine for right now. So this situation is, at this point, largely under control. We need to obliterate the Odessa pocket and then deal with this situation out over here while continuing to sweep down and around is the plan here. So this is basically, this fill-in is basically what I want it to do, but for now, we are definitely in a good position here. Hi, console. Okay, so it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to close the loop out over this way, get this all taken care of. I see that there's a pocket out over here that I would definitely like to attack. But we'll get all of this taken care of, and then we'll turn our attention to Europe, sweep this direction, and South America is beginning to fall as well. So that looks great. These guys are actually not assigned anywhere. They need to be up over here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.